Well, guess what, everybody? The holidays are over. And many of you are over too. You are over dealing with your narcissistic, toxic, dysfunctional family members. You are over dealing with the siblings and the people and the places and the things that you've always been told that you have to do and you have to partake in during the holidays. And it's not that you just don't like the holidays anymore. There's a lot of stuff that you can appreciate about the holidays, the lights, the hot cocoa, maybe the cold weather. But one thing that you are absolutely tired of is dealing with the nonsense of narcissistically abusive people who out of one side of their face tell you that you need to be a part of what they're doing, but out of the other side of their face treat you like garbage, treat you like you have to be there, treat you like you have no choice but to be a part of what everybody else is doing. And it leaves you feeling wrecked. Maybe it's left you feeling done. Maybe it's left you feeling like you are happy the holidays are over, which is not a good way to end the holidays. Never again should you experience a holiday where you're glad that it's over. Let's talk. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Now, before I continue with this very important message, I want to let you know that I'm here to support you. Down in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. I do take telephone calls as well as video calls through FaceTime, WhatsApp, and Zoom. I also have a new life coaching program where I work together with you each and every day, Monday through Friday. This coaching program is live. It's not pre-recorded. And together we are going to be conquering 30 days of no contact. It is a challenge that I put on you, those of you watching the video right now. Join in the program, get started with our 30-day no contact challenge, and get free as we move into a toxic-free 2023. Who's with me? And I did not try to make all that rhyme on purpose. It just happened like that. Now that the holidays are over, many of you have in fact experienced what would be the final straw of dealing with narcissistic siblings, narcissistic parents. You've most likely given it one last chance. The problem is you've probably been saying that for the past 10, 15, 20 years. This is the last chance. But this time you really mean it. It is the last chance because you are finally sick of it. And the reason you're sick of it is because you're no longer trying to figure out your narcissistic parents. You're no longer trying to figure out why they invite you over only to ignore you, only to demean you, only to devalue you, only to make you feel awkward. You're no longer trying to figure that out. You're growing into somewhat of an acceptance that you're you and they are them. And it no longer matters if they're your parents or your brothers or your sisters or your so-called blood relatives. None of that matters anymore because you cannot shake the inherent differences that you feel. You're nothing like them. You don't treat people the way they treat people. You don't gossip about people the way they gossip about people. And you're tired of going around them and getting that yuckiness, if you will, onto you. Now, the reason you're done is because you're tired of the empty feeling that it leaves you with. You're tired because yet again, for one more holiday, you had to go back home feeling wrecked, feeling miserable, feeling like there is no joy in this holiday. Like this holiday was over and you have nothing but a kind of a miserable experience to look back on. And you're tired of that. You realize now that life is too short and that Christmas isn't worth a night of awkwardness in the short amount of time that we have here in this world. It's not worth it to continue to rob yourself any longer just for the sake of showing face and doing what you think is going to make other people happy. You realize now that there's nothing you can do to make certain people happy. Because you realize now that other people's happiness is on them. You realize that other people's love is on them. If somebody's going to love you in this life, it's because they're a loving person. If your parents aren't able to love you, if your siblings aren't able to love and care for you, it's not because of you, even though you've most likely heard that. this Christmas, last Christmas, and all throughout your life, you've heard that you deserve to be treated poorly because you're toxic, or because you're crazy, or because you're the problem starter. Wrong. People treat you the way they do because of who those people are. And you're finally seeing that your parents are abusive people. They're miserable, abusive people. They don't treat you poorly because of you. They treat you poorly because of them. You now realize that people who love you because they're loving people. You're finally in this moment of feeling like the holidays was not that great and you wish it was different. You're finally allowing some truths to sink in. Some truths like, number one, you don't get parents anymore. And this is a hard one for a lot of people. This was hard for me when I finally had this moment 2 years ago. My father died over the summer. And my father was in and out of my life all throughout my life. I've made a video talking about that. You can watch that here. I spent some time with my father before he died. But I did have a moment of mourning the loss of my father and mourning the loss of a father I never had. And in my moment, I felt this presence as I was praying and crying and I don't have parents and blah, blah, blah. I felt this voice say, snap out of it, man up. You don't get parents anymore. You haven't had parents since you were 16. And to be honest, you didn't really have parents before that. How many of you can relate? But the reality is I am the parent. And so are you. I am the father. I don't get a father. And many of you watching are the father. Many of you watching right now are the mother. You don't get a mother anymore. Even if your mom is still alive, she's not your mother. You stopped having the rights to have a parent the moment you became an adult. So really, this is a moment where we are coming into this realization that we, you, me, our pain, the suffering, the constantly going and hanging out with narcissistic, toxic, dysfunctional family members, because you're hanging on. Hanging on to what? Hanging on to wanting a mommy, hanging on to wanting a daddy, hanging on to wanting the family, even though you are the family. You are the mommy. You are the daddy. It's not easy. I get that, but it's the hard truth. It's the truth that we need to realize. The holidays in the future are whatever you want to make it. You don't have to go hang out with your parents who never appreciated you being there. You can make your own tradition. Next year, you can go to Hawaii. To heck with Christmas. It doesn't matter. It's not going to make or break your life. If anything, it's for your kids. So maybe they could have some gifts. Don't buy into all this, it's a time to finally go back to your narcissistic, abusive parents and love on them because it's Christmas Eve. No. If these people can't love you year round and don't let you love them year round, then what does one night make a difference? What does one day make a difference? It doesn't. It doesn't. Don't allow holidays ever again to be an excuse to try to enmesh your life with dark things that you've been trying to break free from. All it does is keep you chained, keep you shackled to people that you should be moving away from so that you can have your own family, so that you can start your own traditions, so that you can start your own rituals, whatever you want to do. If you're struggling right now because you had a horrible holiday experience, let it be the last. You don't need permission. But if you want permission, you've got mine. You can call me, schedule some time with me. I'd love to talk with you. one-on-one about it, help you to understand your new role on your healing journey coming out of narcissistic abuse, awakening to the reality of your family dynamics. I'll give you the permission if you need that, but you don't. But either way, I am here to help you through your healing journey as you finally depart and separate yourself from the toxicity of your family that you've come from so that you can find the family that you belong with. You won't be able to find the family you belong with until you separate first from the family that you no longer belong with. As I said before, I am here to support you. I know this message sounds rough, but it's the truth. And I wouldn't be talking with you right now about this had I not been taking phone calls throughout this past weekend and week, helping people just like you who have gone through what you're going through, who are at their final wit's end and trying to fit in and belong in a family dynamic, a family system that's a wreck. I'm here to support you. Schedule some time with me. Down in the description box is where you'll find my calendar. You can click on the calendar in the description box, set up that one-on-one time with me, telephone calls, video calls through FaceTime, Zoom, or WhatsApp. It's all available. I really encourage you to get involved in the coaching program. I cannot speak enough about what we're going to be doing. Get involved. A month of classes, courses, lessons, one-on-one time with me. Not one-on-one time, but group time. But I'm there as well. We're all there together. We're moving forward together. And I look forward to having you involved in that coaching class. So get registered, and I'll be back with more videos for you right here on the Royal We. Before I go, watch this video right here. This video is handpicked carefully by the YouTube algorithms because it knows what you're watching. So give it a go, would you? I'll be back with more videos for you right here on the Royal We.